depending on where you're from. This Tesla network is always a pleasure to share, to discuss an issue. Um, it's I would say it's interesting. Okay, I mean, many things happen in Nigeria, but all the same, where will I start from? Definitely, I will start from somewhere. Okay. I heard the P&G, they're closing down their not their business really, but they said they'll be importing now, because the system is not really it's not really favorable. I know most of the companies in Nigeria, they've relocated. That is why it's part of things. That's why pharmaceuticals, part of things has, I mean, it has really changed. But all the same, that's how it is for now. Let's pray for Nigeria, man. We have to pray for Nigeria. I will say it. I will say it over and over again. We have to pray for Nigeria. That is the truth because it's painful. It's really painful what's happening in Nigeria. Companies are falling up. Many things are happening. P&G, just pharmaceutical companies is making the price of things to skyrocket, and it's like there's no solution to it. It's just that is the most painful thing. Like no solution to it. Things are just happening, and people are not. People are they are not even complaining. They feel comfortable. They just feel comfortable. They just okay. Life goes on. That's how it is. But man, that is not how life's supposed to be. Not at all. I mean, it's not supposed to be like that. You guys, the power is in your hands. I always say it. The power is in your hands. The vote of the people carries is the majority, man. Carries the vote. So what do we need to do? People are folding up, and it's so painful that this is how it is. This evening, I'll be discussing on not I'll be playing some videos, analysis from Arise News of the Kaduna bombing. Wike in Abuja, people are saying he should go, and even the Labour Party senator in the chamber said that Wike is anti-people. All right, I don't really know much about what he's doing right now in Nigeria. I don't know about in Abuja rather. I don't really know much, but I just believe uh, we should put things right. Okay, we should all put things right. Okay, that is it. What do I say? That's Nigeria for you, man. That's Nigeria for you. But all the same, that's how it is. Um, I will have to say, Nigeria, we should all wake up. However, let's talk about this Rhoda Jatawu that was she has been in prison now, may have been detained for almost 2 years now. I think about 18 months now, for what is the offense that she condemned the killing of the person that said that said he blasphemed. I don't know. Nigeria, we should all wake up. We should free Rhoda, man. Nigeria should rise up for that. What is the Khan saying? Khan are quiet. This is a Christian. Must she now be ruled by Sharia law? No, she's a Christian, man. So I don't see any reason why she should be ruled by Sharia law. So the Khan, Christian of Nigeria, come on, guys, speak up. We should not be quiet. This is where we need to get to speak up for this woman, man, because she didn't commit the crime. She didn't kill anybody. I mean, she just uh, 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 make a comment. So I don't understand. I thought it's a free world. You can make a comment. I mean, inciting people. I don't think she never incited anybody. Incited any violence. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So I think we should all wake up. We should wake up. We should wake up and let's do the right thing. Let's do the right thing, okay? Well, please, as you watch, kindly like, kindly share, make comments. Let's discuss. This is a platform for us to discuss, to share issue. It's a place where one-on-one, I mean, we can just talk on what is happening, what do we need to do, what is next thing forward. This is how it's supposed to be. Okay. So guys, make comments. Let's share issues. Let's discuss. And I will say, like, share. Right now, on different platforms right now, Facebook page, on Twitter, on YouTube channels, and that's it, guys. Okay. Anyway, I think first of all, I will start with what's happening in Abuja right now. There's a protest going on as per Wike. They said the guy is inefficient. The guy is land grabbing. The guy said the guy is, is I don't know, fighting his opponents. I don't really know. So that is what people are saying right now. How true is it? I don't know, but they are saying that the guy should resign, not just will resign. It should be. They said it should be prosecuted. It should be investigated and prosecuted. That's what they are saying in Abuja. I don't know, you guys. Well, they said for me, I heard the guy is too high. I mean, it's high-heartedness and is is non-crabbing, and they said his policies are just too harsh. Okay, so Wiki, I don't know. One of my fan away was what you did to reverse people. You are never my fan because you robbed the people of River State. You robbed them, and so. But anyway, I will play the video of the protest of what's happening in River State. In Abuja, they said the guy should resign. All right, let me play the video. Then I know that Senator Kingibe has been really critical of Wike. She's been critical of Wike, really, man. She's been so critical of Wike. Maybe, maybe I will play part of her own house side. I don't know yet. Maybe I will play it because I just want to. I just play this one. I will have so many things in Nigeria. I said I'm for somewhere. Okay. Um, is it the is it the Dubai meeting UAE? Where will I start from? Although I spoke on that 2 days ago, but all the same, let me play this okay first, okay? Let me play this one first, all right? I believe this is a protest of they're protesting. It was today, this is already in Abuja. They're protesting. They don't want Wike. They don't want Wike for some minutes.
Nigerians stand united that Wike must go. He is an unnecessary distraction in the FCT. But President Bola Tinubu must remove Wike as Minister of FCT. He's bringing unnecessary distraction to the government. We as responsible citizens, we cannot accept this kind of uncouth, indecorous person to continue to pilot the affairs of FCT. His actions are avoidably controversial and hurting, and his diction has been foul, combative, and condescending, as if he is a deliberate punishment sent to the people of the Federal Capital Territory by President Tinubu. Nyesom Wike's alleged penchant for land grabbing and cronyism has begun to emerge, as some of the land reforms are suspected to be targeted at dispossessing Nigerians of their properties and reacquiring them through cronies. There is tension in the FCT today under the brutal and sometimes criminal Wike is coming menace. His recent clash with the governor of Rivers State, Sir Siminalayi Fubara, isn't just a mere political disagreement, but a display of dirty politics that has no place in a civilized society. Wike's preoccupation with personal vendetta has diverted his attention from his primary responsibility, neglecting the critical objectives set by the federal government for the FCT. Wike's high-handedness in land policies, the revocation of lands, perceived animosity towards a particular section of the country, and the alarming manner in which lands are allocated risks of high-level corruption. It is evident that the action of Mr. Wike do not align with the government agenda for reforms and development in the FCT. Mr. Wike's tactics, reminiscent of an emperor, which is exhibited during his tenure as governor of Rivers State. And these are detrimental to the progress and growth we seek for our FCT and the nation at large. Furthermore, Wike's disregard for decorum in media address and his reckless remarks without considering their implications on the administration are not befitting of a public office holder. His lack of accountability and administrative failures are evident that his actions threaten to cause irreparable harm to the administration's credibility. Therefore, we, the network of civil society for economic sustainability, call on President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to take decisive action to contain the excesses of Mr. Nyesom Wike. It is in the best interest of our nation that Mr. Wike's disruptive tendencies are addressed promptly to safeguard the integrity of this administration and ensure that the objectives set for the FCT are pursued diligently and without any distractions from any quarters. Let us stand together in this call for accountability and responsible governance. Our nation deserves leaders who prioritize the public interest over personal agenda. Thank you very much. Aluta continua. Wike must go.
That is the people of FCT. I just played it so that we will hear their grievances, you know. In fact, let me play Senator Kingibe. Let's play of Kingibe also. Although Kingibe is the Labour Party senator, although she and Wiki hasn't been. I mean, I won't say they'll be agreeing really, sure. So let's hear what she has to say. Okay. Is it for the budget? You know, Nigeria is just a funny country, man. I don't really know. It's so funny, really. It's just so funny. It's just a funny country. But Nigerians wake up, the boys in your court. I don't think nobody will come and help you out. Nobody, man. It's you that will help yourself out. That is the truth. Nigerians, not think America or UK, Europe go help you out. It's you, the boys in your court. That's how I would say. But it's so painful what's happening in Nigeria. It's just so painful. But what do we do? What do we do? What we can do something. Not that what do we do? We can do something, man.
I also think that
we can do something.
Your priorities are not people friendly. number one, and also certain things. I was on the board of Abuja Investment, of which Abuja Mass Transit is a subsidiary. Those buses, we have done them before, and within a few years, by the time your tenure finishes, all those buses will be dead. In the last 6 years, it was worked on to concession Abuja Mass Transit. Back and forth, FCDA board sat on it. I don't remember the name of the company. They created a committee that recommended to the board to concession those buses. And those people, from what we gather, were going to put smart buses, and they were going to be using CNG. Now, I think that 3 billion could be better used some other way than putting them back in reviving those that, and truthfully, we assessed those buses and we were told just a fraction of them can actually be repaired. So you would actually need to buy fresh buses, which it doesn't make sense to do, to buy petrol buses or diesel buses at this point in time. That's one of my observations. Now, the other one, I want to go to the construction of the Millennium and Cultural Center. Sir, I understand that it's a laudable project if we had the money. But I think that right now, where we are in this country in terms of where the people are, they need more intervention. When these projects are seen being built, it just does not sit well with them because they don't benefit from it. They just see it as things we, the elites, do for our own self-aggrandizement or satisfaction or whatever. I really feel the budget, finishing all those other roads, I commend you, but those two projects, the cultural center and the rehabilitation of the buses, I would like you to do a rethink on them.
We did not award this job. We cannot allow projects awarded by government to be abandoned. That's a waste of funds itself. You mean we started the project, spent about 40 billion, and then we'll abandon the project? That is not a priority. Cultural center for tourism, for even our own children to go and see. Most of us will travel overseas and go to the museum, cultural center. Oh, look at how this is. Look at what this is. I think that is a priority for this country. It is a priority, and it's a revenue source for the country. It's a revenue source for the country. I do not, with all due respect, I do not agree that this is not a priority. If we can spend, if we will go and spend 40 billion naira starting a project, then midway we'll come back to abandon that is not a priority. That is not correct. It's not only rich people that will go and visit those areas. It's not correct. You take school children to go and see the area. Some of them will tell their parents, we want to go there and see this and look at this. And anything that will create money for government cannot be something that is not a priority. Two, you talk about buses. I want to also inform. The government has a responsibility. If you want us first to say concession, people ask, yes, you can do concession, or you can allow PPP, have an arrangement of PPP. But before that, what have you done? The mere fact that there was an administration that you failed yesterday does not mean that this one we are in charge will fail. I have that capacity that it will work. If another person comes, doesn't work, it's the person's business. While I was there, it worked. What you're talking about, Abuja investment, do you know the amount of litigation we have on all those concessions and the rest of it? Fine. It is not an easy thing. It's not, we are going to arrangement with PPP, but before that arrangement is put in place, government must also do something. At least to reduce the level of suffering. If we bring those buses and they apply to Gwagwalada, who are the people living in Gwagwalada, It's not the masses. I don't like being theoretical. I want to be practical. We are not doing this that it will be sustainable. we are going to enter a private agreement with people who will probably run it as a business. But at the interim level, you have to do something. We say we are going to remove Keke Napep, those, what do you call it, Asokora and the rest of them. How do you remove them when there's no alternative? You will provide alternative first, then you now move them out. All we're providing cannot be enough, but we must do something before the private-public partnership succeeds. It's not an easy thing. How many people, before even the private people come, most of them look at the profit. Nobody will come and run it if it's not going to make enough money. There are people who have reason to talk about CNG, this and that. We're going to enter into all those things. But for now, you are entering to the Christmas period. What will happen? So we have all these considerations. So I think that for now, all we are doing, we think that it's for the interest of the residents. And with all due respect, when people talk of the common people, if there are no roads here, how will the common people go to school? How do you drive to school when there are no roads?
What schools, sir? Have you seen their schools?
No, we are coming so that we don't just see. Madam, everything cannot be taken at the same time. Now we have also taken schools. In the national budget, it will provide 5 billion. What we have done now is to select about 20-30 schools to renovate and put it in. When I read Punch and saw the students, people were sitting on the floor. It was, how many months have I stayed in the office? 3 months. 3 months. 3 months. So everything cannot be done just this supplementary budget to achieve something by May 29. Watch our 2024 budget. Look at the funding in education. Look at the funding in health and security. Then you begin to know, oh, really, we are thinking about the people. But what can we achieve now is what we are talking about. From now to so time, what we want to achieve. That's what we came for.
Well, I just played that. I know that Wike, as I said, people want him out, and the protests that happened in Abuja today, maybe that is not the end. So let's go and see. I know Senator Kiribe too is not. She's not in line with him, but all the same, okay, let's watch and see. Wike for me is not my fan, as I said before. What he did during the presidential election has put him on a bad note. I don't hate him, okay. Don't get me right, don't get me wrong, but his action was just too bad. So that was that by the wayside. You know what happened in Kaduna, the bombing that happened in Kaduna is painful, is heartbreaking. The army has apologized, they said it was a mistake, that they are fighting war against terror, so many things. But all the same, we pray for for the family, that lost their loved ones. We pray for them that they should for comfort and possibility to bear the loss. And those ones that died, that's rest in peace. It's a painful thing. No matter the compensation, if they will even do it, it will not be enough. No amount of money is enough for lives that were lost. But I hope the federal government will do something. I hope they will do something. I mean, they should do something. They should do something. I hope they do something. Okay, and that's what I will say. And let's pray that they do something, because the lives lost is a tragedy. But thank God that at least the army came out to say it was their fault. I mean, they did not deny it. They said it was their fault. So that is one thing I should. And the army chief was there. Some people, I mean, other degrees were there. So normally the president, was Tinubu should be there also. Should have visited that place also, because we should know one thing. This thing cannot happen in a civilized country. When it happens, the president must be on ground immediately. Immediately. He must be on ground immediately. But Nigeria, I don't know. I don't know. But we should continue to speak. We should continue to speak, man. That is what we will do. We need to speak. Let's speak the truth. Let's be crying out. Let's be saying one or two things. Let's know the truth. I posted a video yesterday. The video was in Hausa. Thank God somebody helped to translate it, of what the eyewitness, what he said, that they came twice. The bomb dropped, the people ran away. Then they came back to rescue people that were injured or that were dead. Then they bombed again. So you can see maybe it was a false intelligence that gave them information. I don't know. So some of them said the terrorists were hiding among them. Well, they should prove it to. I don't know, but we pray for peace. We know Kaduna people will be saying we'll be saying since everybody left the government, Kaduna has been peaceful. Then after 2 days, after 2 days, or after 1 day, this one just happened. It's painful, man. It's painful. It's so painful. I would say it's so painful. We don't pray for that, and I pray it will not happen again. Such mistake should not happen again. It should never never happen.
Community in Igabi local government area of Kaduna State will never forget. On that day, the joyful gathering for the Maulud celebration to mark the birth of Prophet Muhammad turned awry, as no fewer than 80 residents of the community were mistakenly killed and 70 others injured in an air bombardment carried out by the army drone that was on a routine mission against terrorists and bandits in the area. Among the most affected are women and children who are still at the emergency unit of Barau Diko Teaching Hospital in the Angwa Rimi area of Kaduna Metropolis. One of them was said to have died on Tuesday morning.
So the aeroplane has thrown this thing, bomb 2 times. The first one have killed many people, and we just go around, we just pass away, and within a few times we come back. We are trying to gather our people, just who are looking for the first aid, and then the airplane come back again and threw the bomb again.
We have a total of 71 patients that we brought in. Of these 71, one died last night. So we have about 70 currently with us on admission.
The Nigerian army has accepted responsibility for the attack at Tundubiri village, and the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tarid Lagbaja, is at the Barau Diko Hospital to commiserate with the victims. He also visits the community where the incident occurred. The army chief, who made a 10 million naira donation to the victims, describes the incident as unintended and unfortunate, assuring that such mistake will never occur again.
I've gone around to visit and interact with the members of the community. I've come again now to the hospital to see the injured. And this will help me to know the level of expertise that I need to put on the table in conducting the inquiry into what happened on Sunday, so that that inquiry can come up with relevant recommendations that will guide us in the conduct of our operations going forward.
The Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawali, also visited the hospital to commiserate with the survivors of the attack. He says the setback will not in any way of the attack. He says the setback will not in any way dampen the morale of security forces in the ongoing war against bandits and terrorists.
Home to this hospital to visit the victims of this unfortunate incident that happens upon in the local government of the state, which we have assessed some of the victims, we have seen them, and the ministry will take care and charge of all the bills of these victims. And arrangement is going to be made to make sure that these incidents will never occur again, inshallah.
Meanwhile, the Kaduna State Government delegation, led by the Deputy Governor, Dr. Adizat Balarabe, also visited the community, and some residents shared their experience on what transpired and what they want the government to do for them.
The malam that was supposed to lead the prayers has not arrived, and I was eating in my house. Since the prayer ground is in front of my house, suddenly we heard a loud sound, and my wife asked me what was that sound. Immediately, my neighbor's son was brought in with his legs cut off. We rushed out to find so many corpses on the floor, some dead, some injured.
After that, the Deputy Governor and our entourage were around the site where the victims of the airstrike were buried. Prayers were offered for the repose of their souls, just as the state government promised to support the survivors.
Continue to douse tension instead of coming here to come and create some kind of tension. We're appealing to everybody that is here to find a way, to talk to, especially the youth, because they're usually the ones that are being used by people who are outside of this community to cause confusion.
While the Nigerian army has accepted responsibility for the aero attack and the government promising to support the survivors, it's however hoped that the military authorities will go back to the drawing board and review its operational strategies and ensure that its personnel are adequately trained to operate with optimal precision in order to mitigate cases of collateral damage during such operations.
Yeah, it's painful. It's really painful. I pray that so rest in peace. Just a pity that such things like this will happen. It's regrettable, man. It's really regrettable, and we just hope that the government will follow up with this to make sure there will be no reoccurrence of such things again. The people those that are in the hospital should be treated, given full medical attention. They should not be neglected. That is the truth. After 2-3 days, they be neglected. They should be fully treated and compensated. The question is not what the injury they sustained or the lives that were lost, but they should be compensated. I mean, in a way, they should be compensated. It's just a pity that things like that happen. Okay, just a pity. I wanted to play the empty of staff what he said, but there's no need for that. There's no need for that. Okay, people had different reactions. I saw one person was saying the army chief should resign. One said the army chief has been a good guy. Many things, but definitely there will be many stories. Okay. Well, that's by the wayside. I heard the Nigerian Air Force has put on public bid one of the presidential fleets, which is the good news. Was before Buhari, during the time of Buhari said Buhari came in, he said he will reduce the fleets, the presidential fleet, but when he came in, he added more. But now they put one in public bid, open bid, which is very good. That is, let it be open. Let's be really open bid. I'm going to play a video. Arise analysis. We talk about that. What Peter Obi said of the expenditure of the wastage. You know, Nigeria, they know how to waste money using budgeting billions of naira to renovate the house of VP, the house of the chief of staff of the president, and so many things. You know, Nigeria, they love to waste to spend money. So Shetima kept out to defend what Peter Obi said, but let's do the right thing, okay? People are suffering in Nigeria. It's house renovation where they are living in renovation. That is not it's good, but we should tackle the suffering of the people. People are suffering, man. People are suffering. People are really suffering. People are suffering. Let's look at that, man. People are suffering. We should find a way to ameliorate the suffering of the people. Okay? Well, people will say you voted for them. Did they really vote for them? Did they really vote for them? That is it. That is the question. Let's be frank. Where? It's where. I would say go to pray for Nigeria because that is what I would say. Go to pray for Nigeria. That is how it is. We don't have that country. This is just our country. We don't have another country. So let us not just deceive ourselves. Let us not deceive ourselves. We don't have this. This is the country we have. What do? We have to salvage it. Okay. We just have to salvage it. Anyway, let's listen to now. I'm going to play the Arise analysis. It go take I think about 12, 14 minutes. Okay. Let's just watch. I know the analysis. I always love the analysis. Okay. Please, as you watch, kindly like, share, make comment, man. Let's make Nigeria great again. We can make it great. It depends on you and me. It's what I will do it. Another person will do it. That's what I have to say. For me, I'll keep on talking, speaking, keep on talking, man. That's how it is. But we should all come together and know what to do. Because Nigeria is really, 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 God help Nigeria. God save Nigeria. All right, guys, let's play this video of analysis. They're going to talk on many things as per say what Peter Obi said, and Shetima with his reckless talk at times too, which is too bad, For me, let's say the truth. Say the truth. That's for me. Say the truth. It doesn't matter. Say the truth. The truth matters a lot. Just say the truth. Anyway, let's play it, man.
Person Edward Gapquet in an invitation letter posted on X asked interested buyers to submit bids via email or physically, further stating that the aircraft is available for inspection at the 307 EAG hangar of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. The letter also stated that all bids should be quoted in dollars, while submissions should not be later than December 24th. I mean, this is a welcome development, I would say. I mean, we know that the presidency has about 10 aircrafts. We don't know how much this is going to be sold for. That's the question a lot of people are asking. But if you look online, aircraft like that could go anywhere between, $3 to $5 million and all of that. So those are the questions that have been posed. But in the meantime, while some Nigerians are applauding the move to sell the NAF aircraft, Vice President Kashim Shettima has defended the administration's decision to spend 15 billion naira to build a residence for him in Abuja. Shettima, through his spokesperson, was responding to recent criticisms of the project by the presidential candidate of the Labour Party during the 2023 elections, Peter Obi, who questioned why the government planned to spend so much money on building and renovating residences both in Abuja and Lagos for the vice president, but budgeted a paltry 5 billion naira for student loans in the country. The vice president denounced Obi's comments, describing it as a series of misguided attacks and falsehoods, stating that the decision to resume the project, which was abandoned by previous administrations, was in line with the Tinubu administration's commitment at completing long-abandoned public projects across the country. Shettima further accused Obi of post-election trauma and divisive rhetoric, urging him and others in opposition to accept defeat gracefully and prioritize Nigeria's interests. I believe the director pulled up Peter Obi's tweet. Let me just get some of that. What Obi said, I believe, on Monday was that he wrote, "Even as I am still studying the 2024 fiscal budget as presented to the National Assembly last week, I cannot wait as I am compelled to ask, what is exactly wrong with us as a country?" I mean, this tweet got a lot of reactions. He further went on to say the budget of 5 billion naira for student loans, which is yet to be disbursed, is only a tiny percentage of the cost of the vice president's new home. We are projecting to use 4 times the amount for educating all Nigerian indigent students to house the vice president. We need leaders who show compassion and are willing to sacrifice for common progress and development. Such compassionate and frugal leaders are critical in our journey to the new Nigeria. Over to you while I catch my breath. Ayo Mude.
Absolutely. I first of all, before I comment on the story, I must say that thank you to the opposition leaders, opposition, for doing what they're supposed to do, which is, as in opposition, check government, criticize when necessary, and also give alternatives as well. I think that's also one area that we must look into. So beyond just pointing out where the government isn't doing very right, is also giving an alternative solution to the issues at hand. So that's that. So thank you so much. And in saying that, I must say that the Vice President's response shouldn't shame Mr. Peter Obi for doing what he ought to be doing, being in the opposition. That is checking, going through documents, and not just him. I kudos to CSO, civil society organizations like Budget and the likes, who have also taken it upon themselves, journalists as well, to criticize, to critically look at the budget and bring out or point out things in there that ought not to be there. When you look at the current state of affairs in Nigeria, especially economically, unfortunately, there's no justification. It's the same way where they try to justify the number of people that were sponsored to COP28, saying that, oh, it was important under the current economic climate. It's the same way they're trying to justify the fact that in front of the Vanguard newspaper today, there's a further breakdown of how much money is being spent, especially at state level. 15 billion naira on trips is what's budgeted in 2024 elections. Villa, mechanical, electrical maintenance at 9 billion naira. All these, Oji, are higher than the student loan. So this is where you put education, and this is where you put sustaining or maintaining buildings or funding the lifestyle of people in government. Not reflective at all. Vehicles, even though in the supplementary budget we talked about the vehicle allocation, there's still a vehicle allocation of 6 billion naira in the 2024 budget. Then we have honorarium, which is, well, that's about 365.8 million naira. And then you wonder that what really is the priority of this particular government? What is the priority? When President Tinubu was campaigning, and even during his inauguration speech, he had talked about his commitment to security, to education, to the young people in Nigeria, but it's not reflective in the spending and what the budget talks about. So if you're giving 15 billion naira to renovate the presidential quarters, which, by the way, is not necessary at this time. I say that emphatically. Rufai keeps giving the example of the Prime Minister of France, who cannot even dare say he wants to touch his official residence because the people will be up in arms. And then here we are, battling an economic crisis whereby we're looking at the budget deficits, we're looking at revenue shortage, we're looking at having to service debt, and what we're focused on is spending billions of naira on buildings and trips, and then we are putting 5 billion naira to give to student loans that people, the students and us who are saying that is nowhere near enough. We have to rethink, and as John Maxwell says, everything starts and rises and falls with leadership. Our leaders must begin to demonstrate that they are part of this society we live in and they are in touch with the sufferings of the people. I hope that this will be shut down in the House. I hope, being the key word, because as we said, it looks like a rubber stamp assembly, but I hope that when it's defended in the House, they will shut it down and take off some numbers and not actually inflate these numbers under these categories.
Well said, Ayo. Dr. Vate, I'd like for you to, start with the NAF aircraft, my first story.
Okay. You recall that when President Buhari was campaigning, one of the things he said in 2019, ahead of the 2019 election, was that he was going to sell some of the aircraft in the presidential fleet.
Yes.
But he got there, he didn't sell any aircraft. If anything, I think under his watch, they even acquired, an additional helicopter. But now, this time around, under the Tinubu administration, they are trying to sell off one of the Nigerian Air Force aircraft. The Nigerian Air Force, by the way, manages the presidential fleet,
yes,
and they have all the ceremonial aircraft that they use for official purposes. So this one is said to be a Falcon, right? Now, the only thing that I see here is that, well, I don't know about aircraft, but this aircraft has been commissioned, has been in service since 1990. But people who know the subject say with an aircraft, it's not the age that matters,
yes,
it's the quality of the maintenance. But the only caveat that I have here is that they are asking people to do an open bid, either to do it virtually or to do it physically. And if you do it physically, you seal it, all in line with the Public Procurement Act of 2007, as Air Commodore Gapquet pointed out. Now they are saying that the payment will be in dollars. Why would the Nigerian government, Nigerian Air Force, want to sell aircraft, Nigerian-owned aircraft, operated by Nigerian Air Force, and they are quoting in dollars? The currency of Nigeria is in Naira.
It's Naira.
So they will exclude people who are patriots, who spend Naira. The CBN Act of 2005 says that the current 2007 says that the national currency of Nigeria is the Naira. So if the federal government wants to sell a commodity, forget the fact that it's an aircraft, and they want to sell it in dollars. So why will anybody then complain again if landlords are collecting rent in dollars, if some markets, some shops, luxury shops, by the way, not your kind of supermarket. That's why I quickly change the phrase. Luxury shops are selling items in dollars. So, and there are some government departments that I even understand quote and accept payment in dollars. Now, look, if we want the Naira to have integrity, maybe we should do transactions more in Naira. I don't know, some people may be laughing and say how much lorry loads of Naira will purchase one aircraft. That is good to see that they are cutting fat. Yeah. They need to cut fat, yes, not just with the fleet managed by the Nigerian Air Force, but also cut fat, run a lean government, a more efficient government in every area, including the meals that they consume at the highest levels, and including the trips that they embark upon, whether to Dubai or to elsewhere. As for the statement credited to the Vice President, I checked that statement. That was a statement issued by his spokesperson,
yes,
Stanley Nkocha. And this is the first time I will see Stanley Nkocha issuing a statement. Sometimes I tell our colleagues, or the boys that are on the block now, that it's not everything you respond to.
Dieser geniale Raumheizer hat gerade die Energie.
Anyway, I'll come back to that, okay? I'll come back to that. I just want to say one or two things before I come back to that. It's just a pity that Nigerians out there, the video I'm going to play at the end of all these videos, Nigerians to wake up, okay? Something is happening. The courts are just being corrupted right now, okay? They've appointed, they've recommended the guy, those people that did nonsense in the presidential election tribunal, Justice Haruna Simon Samani, and what's her name again? And the other one, Honorable Justice Stephen Jonah Adab, they've recommended for Supreme Court just as justices. I will talk on that a little bit. Then after that, I will play a video. But before then, let's continue listening to them. Okay, let's listen to them still. Let's listen to them. Let's listen to them still. Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, let's listen to them still.
Next time I will see Stanley Nkocha issuing a statement. Sometimes I tell our colleagues or the boys that are on the block now that it's not everything you respond to. There's nothing that Mr. Obi said, Peter Obi said that Waziri Adamawa has not said, that all of us on this table did not say about the building, because we said, look, at a time when there is austerity in the land, we shouldn't be talking about big structures. But the explanation by Stanley Nkocha is that this was a project that had been there and an abandoned project since 2010, and that government has returned to it. The FCTA, Federal Capital Territory Administration, led by Nyesom Wike, which manages structures in the Federal Capital Territory, says he doesn't want abandoned projects, but he has gone to start with the VP's residence. When we had earlier been told in the supplementary budget that provisions have been made for the renovation of the VP's residence. So that's why people are raising issues. So all the explanations given by Stanley Nkocha doesn't make sense. But the funny part of it that I found is that Peter Obi is suffering from post-election trauma. Now, using such strong language will not stop the opposition from speaking. Yeah. So spokespersons should know their limits. It's one thing to be seen to be working. I mean, I don't think it's the VP himself that will go and say, okay, go and write a statement to go and abuse Peter Obi. Nobody does that. But Stanley Nkocha will jump ahead and say, I have to defend my Oga. I have to defend my Oga. If he wants to do that with this emerging opposition, he will be busy every day writing rejoinders.
Yes. I love that word, emerging opposition. I love the fact, and your point is quite valid, the fact that these two oppositions, they're out here now questioning all the facts. We have Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi continuing to, shine light on these issues that disturb Nigerians. Well, let's head over to Namibia now, where some citizens are outraged after learning that their president, Hage Genob's 4 children, joined the government's delegation to the COP28 climate summit in Dubai. The president's children were among 6 of the president's family members listed as part of Namibia's delegation in Dubai. Genob's office on Monday confirmed that his children traveled to the city but denied claims that their trip was state-funded. However, some Namibians have dismissed the presidency's response as unsatisfactory, saying it fails to prove that the president's family privately funded the trip. Other critics also asked the president to explain the role of his family members at COP28. We took this story earlier. I mean, it's not the first time we're seeing these African leaders doing this. I mean, we talked about Nigeria, we talked about Kenya, we talked about Tanzania, we talked about Ghana with 618 delegates. What is wrong with us Africans as a continent?
When I saw this, I was like, another African country. And then almost as if when we finish the script in Nigeria, we'll pass it on to the next country, because it's almost the same accusation. I asked yesterday about the president's son being at COP28, who funded his trip. They may say he's able to, I must say that he has money to pay for a trip to Dubai. But also the question as well is, what is their presence and what capacity are they going there as? The president appointed him as SA? And in the same vein, the Namibians are asking, and I love the fact that citizens are coming up, rising up and being able to question actions by their leaders, because that is part of active citizenship, whereby we don't just fold hands and watch things unfold, but we actually take part in governance through asking questions and raising pertinent questions. So the fact that he went there, he has come out to deny the fact that the government paid for his family's trip to Dubai. However, the people are not satisfied with the explanation because they're asking, okay, if they didn't pay, why are they there? Because apparently one parliamentary member was denied attending due to financial constraints. And so what they're wondering is that if you're not giving a government official who has a right to be at COP28 to attend, then why are family members attending? Why are they part of the delegation? So that's the question that people are asking. I think as a continent, we need to rise up so that we stop being a joke in terms of wanting to just go, in the words of Nigerian, so what people have called jamboree in Dubai. But I must also say, it mustn't take the attention from the gains from COP28. During your headline, you talked about what Nigeria had gained, investment in electricity, potentially some other, signing of agreements, also perhaps our access to the loss and damage fund. These are wins for us as a nation. I think it's very important.
Well, all right. Shall we take our final story on a lighter note? Well, in a recent event held in Nasarawa State, a video has emerged featuring Folashade Tinubu Ojo, the Iyaloja General of Lagos and daughter of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, being introduced as the Queen of Nigeria.
We have the most special guest of honor, a role model, the first daughter of the Federation, the Iyaloja General of Lagos, Queen Mama, the beautiful, most beautiful Queen of Nigeria. Please, let's put hands together to welcome her with love. Ranku ya daɗe, first daughter of Federation, ita ce babbar baƙuwanmu a wannan lokaci, ta shigo tare da tawagarta gaba ɗaya, the Iyaloja General of Lagos, the Iyaloja General of Nigeria. Together with her entourage, we are most welcoming you to this very special day. Exchanging pleasantries with the wife of the DGDSS, Haja Aisha Yusuf. And at this very moment, she's going to exchange pleasantries.
Well, I love that MC. She must get a national on. I mean, that was a grand introduction. Now she's the Queen of Nigeria. Dr. Abati, please.
So you see some of this compass that I see, a certain variety. When they are in high spirits like this, the suspicion is that maybe if they're taking a quantum of sin, so because I don't understand what all that adulation is all about. Iyaloja General of Lagos, Iyaloja General of Nigeria, she forgot to add the first daughter of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I don't know what number you are in the ranking of the daughters. I can't even imagine. And then on top of it, now Queen of Nigeria.
Queen of Nigeria. Yeah, I love it.
It provided entertainment.
I love it. I thought I should end it on a nice note.
Nigeria is a joke. Nigeria is a joke. Nigeria is a joke. Pray for Nigeria, please. So Nigeria is just a joke. I don't understand. First daughter, first queen, mother, queen. For where? Anyway, I just played the video so that you can understand what is happening in Nigeria. We pray for those people that lost their lives in Kaduna bombing. Then we hope that Nigeria wake up. I hope they all wake up, because we cannot allow this thing to continue. For how long? For how long? For how long? No, we cannot allow this to continue. We must all wake up. Let's do the right thing. Let's do the needful. Stand up for your right, man. I'll say this, I will say it again over and over. Stand up for your right. Don't let somebody trample on your right. If it requires you to protest, peaceful protest. That is what I would say. Anyway, oh God. Okay, I'll play a short video of the Benue crisis. The governor say he has sacked all the local government chairman. He is appointing critical committee. I put some pictures today where those National Assembly will remove the pictures of the governor from his office. So many things, but I think they should come together and they should reason, okay? They should reason, because men reason. They don't need to fight. They don't need to, there's no need to to cause havoc. Because when people fight, it's the citizens that suffer. That is what they don't know. The citizens suffer. For when they should be talking of development, they are doing other things. Let me just hear a part of this. I think it's just about 3-4 minutes. Let's listen to him. Let's listen to this guy. Then I will come back again. Then I will I will talk on few things. Then I will call it a day. All right. Let's listen to this guy now. Let's listen.
We're talking about the motion moved by Senator Abomoru on the floor of the Senate. And now you've introduced another angle to it, which is the party. Well, let me quickly address the issue of the party. It is laughable for anyone to say that the state chairman of the party is complaining about the process of the selection of this caretaker chairman. Now, the complaint I believe you're talking about is the party's complaint on the process of the selection. Let's get it clear so that we don't get things muddled up. Now, the state chairman was the one who issued notice of expanded stakeholders meeting for the state. And all the critical stakeholders in the state assembled in Makurdi at the banquet hall in Government House. And the agenda, the sole agenda for that meeting was to discuss modalities on the selection of the caretaker committee members. So the governor, because of his transparent policy, decided to give free hands to the party to go and nominate 3 candidates each for the various positions, for the chairman, vice chairman, and the supervisory councillors. And he told them to take out time. The meeting was stepped down so that all local government retired to their units and camps to take this decision. That was done. And decisions were taken. 3 names were forwarded to the governor for each of the positions earlier mentioned for the governor to select. Of course, you know, it's the sole prerogative of the governor to pick whoever he wants. But in trying to give sense of belonging to the party, this is not done anywhere in the entire Nigeria. Governor Hassan Alia must be commended as a true Democrat. Other governors, check around. Nobody has done this in the history of Nigeria. The governors will just pick pen, pencil down the names of their preferred candidates for the local government supervisory executives. And it will be announced, and that will be it. But in this case, he gave free hands to the party so that the party would be the one to choose. They were the ones who chose. The names were forwarded to the governor. And the governor, of course, accordingly, picked 1 name each for each position. Now they are trying to question the authority of the governor for picking some particular names and not their preferred candidate. It is unheard of. Is it because the governor is a priest that is being taken for granted? They probably are underestimating the powers of a governor. So it is important we understand this. There is no crisis, there is no conflict between the party and the governor. The governor had done what is just and fair to the party. And we all commend him for that. I was the senatorial candidate for Benue South in the 2023 election. So I'm in better position to even complain on behalf of my people from Benue South. I'm sitting here to tell you that what the governor did is just and fair. And he's working towards stemming the tide of corruption that has undermined the well-being of the Benue South people.
Yeah. Well, I played that so what's happening in Benue State. I'm not a full I don't know fully what's happening there in the chat, but I heard they started the government chairman and they appointed new ones, and the people loyal to Bakume are not like that's a cross, okay? But all the same, according to this guy, if it is true, I don't think there's a problem to that anyway. Now, before I round up, yeah, I was saying, people don't believe in the court again. The court has lost the Supreme Court, the court system, the judicial system rather. It's like they are losing their value. They are good judges, so don't get me wrong. They are good judges still, but with what has been happening, especially with elections, starting from not starting from Uzodinma from fourth to first. So many things have been happening. Even the guy that senator that confessed in the open so that his wife was helping his colleagues in judgment. So many things, and with the judgment of the tribunal, it shows that Nigeria need to pray for the judiciary because it needs overhauling. We need to take it seriously because they say judiciary is the last hope of the common man, but as it is, it's the hope for the highest bidder, which is a shame. It's a shame. I don't know why go to do like this. The executive will say it's corrupt. We say the legislators are corrupt. Then the judiciary that's supposed to, be in between to help out. I think they're even the worst. Now people I heard they are appointing their cronies as judges, their wives, their children, their girlfriends as judges, without really using qualification. That is too bad. Then I heard the National Judicial Council they've recommended. Samani, I hope you guys know that name. Samani, Justice Haruna Simo Samani, and Honorable Justice Stephen Jonah Ada. The two, I would say, if like the criminals, the two of them that were on the Presidential Tribunal, the two of them, maybe they are not trying to, to repay them for what they did. Maybe the APC government now, they are trying to repay them for what they did. I heard they've recommended those two to be part of the Supreme Court nominees or something like that. It's just a pity, man. You guys know one thing. These are people, judges that they failed Nigerians in the presidential tribunal. They failed Nigeria. Now they are not being appointed or recommended for her position. Which way Nigeria? That's the question. I want to answer it. Which way Nigeria? Where do we go from here? It's you and I. Where do we go from here? Which way Nigeria? Which way? We cannot continue to live like this. Enough is enough. Mike Ozekome was fined 10 million naira for for saying the truth. I use that word. Like Ozekome will find 10 million naira. Why we continue to live like this? Enough is enough. Nigeria, this is your country. Take it. Nigeria belongs to you, not for the few. Nigeria belongs to everyone. It belongs to everyone. Don't be intimidated. Let nobody intimidate you. Okay? People are suffering. People are suffering. As I've told you, companies are folding up in Nigeria. I said it earlier, P&G, they've sold their ground business in Nigeria. They now what we're importing. You see, where are we going? Pharmaceutical companies in Nigeria, most of them, our heads, they've run out, they're out of Nigeria. Drugs are expensive. Things are expensive. The politicians are not helping matters. They're after their own selves, building, renovating, billions of naira. Meanwhile, the masses are suffering. The students got help. So you can see what is happening. Look, I continue to say nobody will help you. Don't think people in Europe, America can help you. It's you that will divide yourself. It's you. That's what they went. These are this UAE. This COP meeting. Look, You guys may not understand it. It's always people that are behind the scene. The people that are organizing all these meetings, they know what they are doing. These people, they don't have your interest at heart. It's an agreement there, it's an agreement there. Look, in fact, that's some things I will say that people will say, no, this guy is just being unrealistic. I use that word. But man, they call it environmental, how do they call it again? Environmental change, all those stuff. Look, there are things behind the scene, man. You guys may not understand it. There are things behind the scene. But all the same, let's pray for Nigeria. As I said, that woman that was been arrested for 18 months now, Rhoda Jatu. She did nothing. She's a Christian. She's not a Muslim. She's not supposed to be judged with Sharia law. So they should free her. Everybody rise up. Say the truth. Keep on speaking. They should free her. Then these judges, they've recommended Justice Haruna Simon Samani and the Honorable Justice Stephen Jonah Ada. Is it Ada? Please, Nigerians rise up. Those people that they were in the presidential tribunal. Now, if they go to Supreme Court, APC don't. Well, APC have been on every time. I know these people, they are just being rewarded for what they for the crime they did against Nigeria. They are just being rewarded. The ball is in your court to. That's what I have to say. The ball is in your court. That you take it or whenever. I like that song by Sonu. Nigeria is now or never. You lose it or you keep it forever. Nigeria is now or never. Power belongs to you. The power belongs to the people. We should take it. We should all take it. Please, as you watch, kindly like, kindly share, make comment, please. And that is it. Okay? That is it. We pray for Nigeria. Pray for those in authority. Let's bless them. We want to pray for them. All right, guys. Okay. Let me just play this video. Okay. How many minutes is this video, Seth? After this video, I think to round up, maybe okay. Let me play this video to round up, all right? Play this video to round up. I think, yep. Let's pray for our country, Nigeria, man. Nigeria is a blessed country. Nigeria is a beautiful country. It's a great country. Those in diaspora, we should not give up. We should not give up for our country, man, because that is our root. Okay, that is our root. Our children, that is our root also, man. Even if let's assume they have their passports in another country, but that is their root. So what we are doing, what we are saying, we are doing for the people of Nigeria, for Nigeria, for Nigerians too. At least let's do our part. Yeah, let's do our part, okay? Let's do our part. Let's keep talking. People will hear. So people are hearing us. They are hearing us. People will make their ways and so on. We'll continue to, what I always say, this is not about of APC, PDP, Labour Party. This is a matter of making the country work again. For me, parties not. I don't believe in parties really, man. I believe in personality. I believe in individual. I believe in integrity. I believe that person. What can you produce? Can you be resourceful? Can you produce results? That's for me. That's what I'm really after. Can the person be resourceful? Can the person can you be trusted? Can the person make this happen? Can the person deliver? Can the person be detribalized? We don't want big gods. We don't want prescribed big gods or religious big gods or ethnic big gods. We don't want them to be in the head of affairs in Nigeria. or in anywhere else at all. We don't want. We want people. We want oneness. We want unity. We want Nigeria to be good again. We believe Nigeria can be great again because we are blessed humanly, human resources. We are blessed. Natural resources. We are blessed. We get the brain. We get everything. So it's a crime. It's a sin for a Nigeria to be suffering. A Nigeria, not just Nigeria, a Nigeria to be suffering. It's not good. It's not good. It's not designed that way that people should suffer first. Must they suffer? No. That's what baffled. That is what is really, it's really, really paining me, people suffering. It's not good for people to suffer. No, it's not good for people to suffer. It's not good. We can make things work out for people. I hear many things happening in Nigeria. People, they lost hope. Doctors go to Syria alone, go to Gambia, nurses, all the sectors go to Gambia, to Syria alone. Syria alone? Yeah. How did we get here? Oh, how did we get here? What happened? What just happened? Hey man, it just happened. Why? Why? And people, they don't really care. Nigerians don't care. They're just living on, okay, managing on, moving on, as if that's life. That is not life, man. Ah, God, help us. What can we say? God help us. God help us. Help us. It's our country, man. We need to save our country. It's our country. We need to sort our country out. We need to. Well, no, just like I said, Ozekume, 10 million naira fine. No, it's 40 million naira fine. 40 million naira fine. 40 million naira fine. Yeah, not 10 million naira fine. 40 million naira fine. So the system in Nigeria must you do evil must you do evil, by the way. Let's do the right thing, man. And guys, stand up, do the right thing. Lawyers, stand up, do the right thing. And so the lawyers are crying anyway because of the judges. So the judges are crying too because negligence, no better pay. Judges, they're supposed to be on their own. They are supposed to be a different body entirely. Judiciary, legislators, executives. Three great arms of government, but the executives are just taking over everywhere. We should have this government. They should the House, they should maybe change the laws, change the rules, change everything. They should make this. They should make something that they should make a change so that would be conducive for everyone. Laws, new constitution, maybe regional, go back to the regions, something that can run for our country, that can run for our country, that can run for our country, that'll be good for our country. The country can run. Anyway, I talk. I think let me don't need to talk too much again. Let's do this video of Dati. Dati, okay? Let me see how many minutes is it safe. I hope it's not too long. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes is okay. This Dati. Let's listen to him.
Speaking to you, the likes of my former friend who would say is treason is all that. I am educating Nigerians. Rise up for your rights. No justice of Supreme Court will give you democracy. Yeah, you have to go out.
But they're not going to be able to reverse that.
Let me finish. They will.
I mean, they
Nigerians,
can't.
this is
Constitutionally,
no, constitution and legal, and this is where I differ. With all modesty, okay, I don't mind being alone on this, but I know I'm not breaking any law, and I have never had a criminal record.
So what are you actually calling on the people to do? I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
I'm getting to that.
Sure. We're running out of time. So
I'm saying that, and again, this is instructive. I'm saying that we, the people that stood to form the Nigerian Constitution today, it is not over. For we, the people, power is that which remains standing when there is nothing to oppose it. A leader is he who remains followed when there is nobody to challenge. Authority is that which is implemented when there is nothing to stop it. They have the leaders in place now with wielding authority with political power. But power and sovereignty belongs to the Nigerian people, we the people, on whose behalf an elected government is exercising that authority. Now, where the people are dissatisfied with the rulings of their courts, they own Nigeria. Alhaji Tinubu does not own Nigeria. Peter Obi does not own Nigeria.
Yeah, but the
Nigerians on the streets own Nigeria.
But the APC,
listen, I'm getting to the point.
The APC would argue that you don't own Nigeria either. That you have a portion of the electorate that voted for you.
I'm not telling you it is not over. I'm telling you it is not over. For Peter Obi and me, it is over. For we, the people, the Nigerian people, at any point in time, they can take back Nigeria. Especially where their constitution has been violated. Especially where all that the Supreme Court ended up doing was to sustain the unconstitutionality of a certain election.
Let me come in here, because between now and 2027, which is when the next presidential election is due, how do you think things will play out, and what role do you see yourself and Peter Obi and the Labour Party playing in that?
When the Nigerian people rise to defend their constitution, anything can happen. And
well, that sounds quite a bit worryingly frightening.
We are in a worryingly frightening situation. I told you I'm not here to repeat what you've been hearing. And I was prepared to come here. I have never had a criminal record. I love my peace. And I'm repeating that when the Nigerian people decide, Nigeria is theirs for the taking. And any fraudulently elected government, is fair game for them. Nigerian people have the right, the constitutional right. As we speak now, DSS can go and interpret. They have lawyers there, police, IG, and every day can go and interpret. The Nigerian people have that power. Not Obi or Atiku or anybody. Nigerian people have the power at any point in time to take their country. All they have to do, not even seek approval. They give notice.
It's interesting.
And listen. You turn away the barrel of your guns, away from the Nigerian people, and point them at the enemies of Nigeria. This country belongs to Nigerians.
Well, you've made that point.
When Nigerians decide, but if they want to practice democracy, they will take this country. It has happened before. The military decided, they took Nigeria for so long, they fixed Nigeria and handed it back. Now, whoever thinks that the Supreme Court will give democracy from any courtroom, the way it appears now is mistaken.
It's interesting.
Nigerians have to go out.
You've made that point.
Nigerians have to go out and democracy. And this is not a treasonable comment.
I
am not a careless person. I have never.
So you thought the things you're saying through.
I thought it through very, very well. Well, this is the Constitution is made by Nigerian people. The Supreme Court is a sub of one chapter that the Nigerian people constitutionally came out that we the people, and the same constitution says that no person or group.
Yeah, guys, I just played that to round up to this broadcast, okay? Nigeria belongs to all of us. It belongs to the people, the voice of the people, and we should make our voice be heard, okay? All right, guys, I will stay here for today. Thank you for watching. Please kindly follow us on our page, Facebook page, so there's a YouTube channel. Follow us on our Twitter page, Twitter on our X handle or rather, and pray for Nigeria. Pray for our leaders. Let's have a good country. Let's be good for all. All right. And the Kaduna Bombing, I pray that so rest in peace and first for the family to bear the loss. Please, Nigerian government, please don't neglect them. Do the hospital, don't neglect them. The family that lost their lives, don't neglect them. Please compensate them. It's important. And not just that, find the root of the cause of the negligence of the bombing and solve it out. Okay. And also, and also, also, what again? The protest in Abuja for a week to go. We talk about that one and all the criminalities, what happened, the waste of money, building, renovation, VP office, or VP's lodge or house or home, 15 billion naira. People are suffering. The chief of staff to the presidency, Femi, its renovation also. So many things happening. Nigeria love to spend. Anyway, I stop here for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please kindly like, share, and if you want to be a part with me to share some issues, write to me. Tell me that you are interested. Don't just write say hello. Write to me that you want to be a part of. Then we can schedule. You'll be a part of the stream. We discuss and let's share. You don't necessarily be on my side. You don't really have like my views. It doesn't matter. It's good to have different views, okay? Different views. I believe in constructive criticism. I believe in that constructive criticism. As I said, government, they have opposition. Constructive criticism is heady. It's heady, man. It's heady. It makes one to buckle up. That is the truth, okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. All right. Good night, guys.